Good afternoon, Saturday 2nd of May, 12 p.m, noonday movement snack here in Havant, England. I put out the call about 20 minutes ago to say, come join us, or maybe you could crowbar in whilst you're doing what you're doing and catch up later. If this is the one you're looking for, stay here. If it's not, have a scroll back. If you want the preamble, it's going to last about 4.5 minutes. If you don't, turn it down or go do something else. But for now, let's welcome Northumberland, Italy are in. This is the one you're looking for, Bob. We are the one you want. Afternoon, Cambridge. Hello, Adil. Bob, you've got a cake in the oven. Are you going to have to dash off and do some knee bending and functional reach to retrieve it? Maybe. Hello, Wales. Chris has been up and down the stairs already today in the garden. Apostolis is in from Greece. Good afternoon. Plenty of room. Come on in at cloudy in London. Sorry about that, Jane. We've got a bit of sun here in Havant still, with a cool breeze, is the weather report from Havant. What has been happening this morning? I've had reports of a few lay-ins. We've had a few lay-in reports. People saying that they're catching up on their 8 a.m. snack a little bit later, but that's okay. That's why it's here. That's the wonder of technology, if we have it. You can catch up whenever you want. Creon Larrick's here. Hello, Dawn. Maddie's in from Dagenham. Sunny Dagenham. I think we're on about a 2 and a bit minute countdown. We were tasked. I suggested the task of crowbarring in some extra heel raises, toe raises, knee bends. So I've had some crowbar reports. Thank you for those. Love to hear your crowbar reports. Good afternoon, Killaloo. After a bit of baking and knee bending. Okay, Penny and James have been doing more knee bending. Good to see. Jane's in from Edinburgh. So all this stuff, all these reports of crowbarring, we call it crowbarring, but it's just life, isn't it? Activities of daily living. We're just trying to make the most of all those movements, optimise them here in these minutes. Susanna has been purposefully swinging arms. Such a great one. Open up the chest, get the shoulders moving. I think, yeah, bonus points for that, Susanna. Purposeful marching. It's on my list. It's on my list of little annoyances that aren't done that effectively in this type of arena. Anyway, Trevor. Okay, Trevor. 5 lawn Trevor and 2 greenhouse Trevor has been for a 2-mile walk. Thanks for coming to join in, Trevor. I think we're there. I think we need to do it. 3, 2, 1, good afternoon. My name is Bex Townley from Later Life Training. Still 42 days-ish on. We're going to dive right in with this movement snack because I know that you've come in from doing what you're doing and you need to get back out there to do it. So let's optimise some movements here in this 10 minutes and then perhaps you can deploy them into your day. So sit or stand, pick your position, please. I'm going to just run through the fundamentals as always. For the standing options, have a strong, steady, stable support appropriate for your height. I've got this unit here and I also have the wall. Seated options are going to be hip walk forward in that upright position. I'll give you the prompts for those. Have a look at the movement and decide whether you want to give it a go and sit or stand in the first instance. and then make decisions from there. Every movement snack starts with a minute or so of circulation boosting. We call it circulation boosting because that's what it does. So we want it to just give the circulatory system a bit of a boost and be more mindful of how we're doing that. So standing prompts, get the legs moving, then work through the checks, lengthening through the centre, lift and open through the chest, shoulders are down. So once this support, remember this is our support system if you like, once that is as optimum, as good as it can be, then we can focus on feet, ankles and toes. This is steady pace, focusing on the movement of the feet, ankles and toes. Bringing in a steady arm, tucking in the elbow, that purposeful march as Susanna's just described, focusing on that backward squeeze. Keep going, that's the standing options. In sit, all of that applies. The slight differences are we're a little bit more squeezed in the hips because legs are already at 90 degrees. Upper body doesn't change. Tuck in the elbows, lift up, driving from the shoulders. Steady, rhythmical. Small movements to start. Should feel fairly relaxed and flow and fluid, but you are in control of it. If feet, ankles and toes are an option for movement, we're focusing on picking up the heels, peeling off the heels, have a glance down if you need to. This may help you understand, are we doing what we're setting out to do? When you feel you can bring those together, slight touch of both hands together may help with coordination. What we should end up with is either an unsupported steady march or a supported steady march, levels of. Take a pause. At the end of that minute or so, the feeling, the sensation will be probably to take a deep breath. Shouldn't be out of breath or breathless. This just to give that circulatory system a boost. So the movements are controlled and fairly slow and fairly small. It's the focus we're after. We're going to repeat 2 movement trios. We did these yesterday. So I'm going to give you the first set of 3, and the idea is you have a look at them, pick up the movements, have a go, do them at your pace, not mine, and we're just looking to crowbar in 3 or 4 each of these movements to help learn, increase our body awareness of how we do them. All of these movements will already be featuring somewhere in your day. This 10 minutes serves to be more aware of that and to optimise those opportunities to move, yes? So slow foot pedal, exactly the same in sit. I'll give the other option in a moment. So we take that circulation boost that we've just been doing and we reduce the range of motion in that. So can you see? Is that better? I leave the balls of my feet behind, so we call this a foot pedal. So I always have contact with the floor, can pick up support, but I'm really trying to pick up the heels only and articulate the feet. Foot pedal. If you are very comfortable with this, no concerns for that range of movement around toes and feet, you may want to try this, which kind of crowbars in a whole body weight transfer. So we're essentially doing a kind of single leg, heel raise, control lower. Continue with that in stand, all these. Take your time, slow, steady, feel how that feels for you. In sit, it's the same. We can take the heel raise and squeeze. Make sure that the weight's over the big toe and second toe, all on lifted posture. If lower limb isn't an option, our focus is going to be, this time, on the hip hitch. Keep tall and long, and we're just hitching up the hip from left to right. So we have this weight transfer from one buttock to the other. Critical movements for trunk and pelvis control and buttocks as our anchors. Okay, that's the first movement of the first trio. Here's the second movement. Exactly the same in sit and stand. It's the support that's different. By that I mean in stand, our legs and feet support us, and in sit, it's buttocks and feet. We do this one in our morning mobility. Upright position to an extra extend and return. And again, upright position to an extra extend and return. Have a go at bringing in that guiding hand behind. So the action of that shoulder movement coming into that position, you can see there's additional shoulder mobility and additional work going on. We'll come to the shoulder blade squeezes in a minute, but can you see that it's not just about the shoulder, it's also about the upper back. Keep continuing with that. Keep your hips close to the surface. No thrusting. No hip thrusting. Here's the sit option. Up, back and down. And again, one or two hands can slide around one at a time, slowly in and out. None of these are fast, they're slow and controlled. This action here, just getting into this position, we talked yesterday, really functional, getting in and out of chairs, getting out of the bath, getting out of bed, getting off the floor. So we're trying to add value to these kind of primary movements. Is the third movement of the first trio. Back knee bend. Really important movement for stairs, slopes, anything happening at a lower level to get up from lower levels. Have a look. Hands on for support, close to the unit here. I'm going to slide the foot back and then just pick up and put it down again and stand on it. So I shift the weight, that allows me to just slide that leg back a little bit, and I'm just feeling around the movement of the knee. Slow, take this slow, just 2 or 3 on each side, and then change sides. And what we're after here, this part of the leg stays level. I'll show you from the front. Can you see? Straight lines down through my thighs here, and I'm just feeling the backs of my legs into, this is the muscle that we stretch when we do the back of thigh stretch, yes, in the 4 p.m. Feel your way around that, loads of support. Don't want your balance challenged. And we talked about supporting legs, that's also loads of strength activity going on there. So think about the leg you're standing on, try some of those. In sit. Take a step forward using the feet, and now we can actually use the floor to add a bit of resistance. So we slide the leg back, so we place it out, a little press into the floor, and as you slide it back, you'll feel the back of this leg working, and we're squeezing it back, back, back. Stay within comfortable ranges of motion, nothing should be painful or uncomfortable, but you might feel, we want you to feel a little sensation of effort. If lower limb not an option, let's go for buttock squeezes. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. So contracting the big muscles of the buttocks if that back of knee bend isn't an option. That's your first trio. Slow foot pedal, back extensions and back of knee. Okay, so keep those locked in. You might want to crowbar those into your day. But not only one trio, because it's all about choice. Moving more is all about looking for opportunities and having choices to make. So here's a second trio for you. Have a look. First movement, hand to knee or knee raises. Have a look. Supports or on a wall, could be back to, or ideally both sides. Now this one, again, always slow and controlled. We're looking to improve the movement around the hip, picking up the knee. And as you can see, we need this movement for stairs, taking up either flights of stairs or bigger steps. And we're looking to improve the movement. Most important thing here, as the knee comes up, nothing changes here. So keep this strong structure in the centre. If you're confident with that, I don't want this one to challenge your balance, to take up lots of support. But if you are confident, as the knee comes up, you can take a little trunk, a turn with the trunk here. But here's the thing, if you do this one, here's the golden egg, here's the golden gem. If I take the turn, I'm turning towards the knee. I don't want the knee to turn towards me. So the knees always stay forwards, 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 and I turn to the knee. And you can choose whether or not that's just the arm that comes across or the whole of the trunk. And that will make a significant difference. So just try some of those each side, or you could do it here. But keep the knees forwards, forwards. In the chair. Not really looking for you to do a knee raise out of a chair. It doesn't really serve a lots and lots of purpose, arguably. And you get a bit squashed in the middle. So we're going to go the other way. We're going to go this way and return. So lengthen the leg and return with control. Or lower limb's not an option. We're going to take the trunk turn and the functional reach, and that can be at varying heights and angles, the turn and the reach. Heel raises is the second one. So we've been crowbarring the knees in a lot, slow on the way down. But there's something else we can get from the heel raise. So we can do it here with lots of support, or provided you have a strong, steady, fixed surface, we can start to crowbar in with the heel raise, that downward press activity. So all of the shoulder mobility, all of the back extensions that we've been working on come together now to add, we can bring in a little bit of load. We can actually push through the arms as well. So I'm starting to get some wrist loading. I'm starting to feel what it's like to manage my own body weight, to push my own body weight, and that's critical for all the low level stuff that we've been talking about, floors, gardens, baths, beds. Last one, upper back press or upper back squeeze, and this is focusing, if you imagine your shoulder blades back there, if you imagine, and we want to squeeze them together, working with the muscles around those shoulder blades that really help and support great function of our arms, essentially. So we're here, palms up, squeeze, take the kind of chest stretch position, but then add an extra squeeze. Imagine, bit of imagery for you, you've got a little grape between your shoulder blades, or a walnut, just not a melon or an orange, and you want to give it a squeeze there. So just think extra squeeze there, and it's exactly the same in sit position. Lift up, squeeze back, driving by the elbows, and you can see all this purposeful marching that we've just talked about is linked to this here. We need to be able to get the arms back and round to further support that shoulder blade squeeze. That's your two trios. Pick either trio or pick a mix between each of them. It's all about pick and mix. Are you doing any activities this afternoon that you could crowbar just some of those in? And it's just about standing up straighter, crowbarring in a few back extensions, having a go at a little bit of a knee bend, having a few of these, and we just accumulate all this stuff over time. That's it. Thank you, Sheila, who was let out today for her first walk in Spain. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for coming in. Go and deploy all of that, movement stackers. It's an absolute joy that you keep coming back. We absolutely love it. That's myself, that's Dawn, that's Bob, that's Kelsey and Dave, who you'll be meeting next week. So this is a team effort, and we're delighted that you're still with us. Now, go and get moving, everyone, and come back at 4 o'clock. Goodbye.